What is happening, everyone? It is now time to rock your socks off for 2 hours straight here with Archaic Radio or all day long on archaicradio.com. If you haven't checked it out, go find more of our music. You're liking it? Go check it out on archaicradio.com. You might listen to us on KKRN 88.5, which is a great station. That's our home station. And we're here every Thursday from 8:30 to 10:30, rocking out in the evening time. He's Chauncey Hollingworth. I'm John Moore. And you know what? We usually start out with a little bit of news.
Yeah, in personal news, did I tell you that my car got broken into?
You did not.
Okay, so...
Kermit got broken into?
No, it's the Hyundai.
Oh,
you know, so it's like the new car. We gave the other one to Aspen, and
I forget that you have Jazz's car now, too, I'm still thinking of the Kermit Soul.
And so Terry and I, we have a room at the casino, and we go there and we stay, and Terry wins $1,000, and we're all like super excited.
Nice.
And we come out to the car, and we sit in the car, and it smells like cigarette butts and hobo. And like Terry looks around and realizes that her prescription glasses are gone, her prescription sunglasses, like $500 in glasses, and it fully reeks of hobo and cigarette butts. And so they went through it. So there's some hobo running around now wearing Terry's glasses that are prescription. Jazz, in a odd turn for Jazz, saw the positive side and said maybe it was the hobo's prescription and now he can fill out an application to get a job.
Okay, of course you would say something like that.
All right, but moving on in rock and roll news. Harry Nilsson, lost and found. When Harry Nilsson died of heart failure in January 1994 at age 52, he was recording songs for what would have been his first album since 1980. The music sat on the shelf unfinished for a quarter century before original producer Mark Hudson returned to the tapes to finally complete the record. His final album will be released on November 22nd, 2019 via Omnivore Recordings. Your last chance to hear new music from Harry Nilsson.
Nilsson Schmilsson.
That's his big one.
Yeah, so Chauncey was saying Lost and Found because it has two S's and two N's in the title. That's his thing. Like Nilsson is Nilsson, and his, I shouldn't say his best. The album that I'm most familiar with, I know my dad, who is more familiar with him, said that it's his most accessible album, is Nilsson Schmilsson.
Yeah.
So
that's what Kathy's all about, too.
Yeah. And then there's also Son of Schmilsson, after Nilsson Schmilsson.
I like that title.
Yeah.
I do like that title. Okay, this one, maybe just for me. After 42 years, bid a fond farewell to Munch's Make-Believe Band. After 42 years of live performances, Munch's Make-Believe Band are being forced into retirement. The group's long-time live residency...
Oh, you're talking about Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about for a second? All right. Okay. Yeah, okay.
The group's long-time live residency...
Those are the travesty.
...at Chuck E. Cheese will come to an end after the popular pizza restaurant implements a newly announced redesign for its 600-plus locations.
There's no more Munch?
The animatronic quintet, Mr. Munch, Chuck E. Cheese, Helen Henney, Jasper T. Jowls, and
I remember
Pasquale will be forced to step down at every location nationwide as part of a new design, which includes plans for an interactive dance floor. Rides and games will now include preloaded play passes, and tokens will no longer be used.
Well, remember they had like the Lion Elvis too, that was opposite the whole band in our Reading Chuck E. Cheese. I know you went there for parties. Remember there was the band that facing on the opposite side of that big auditorium room was like the King of Rock. And wasn't he like a lion? Or
I'll back it up for you right now. Munch's Make-Believe originated as the Pizza Players in 77 in San Jose, California, located at that Chuck E. Cheese. But the band's popularity swelled alongside the restaurants, leading to performances across the country, and they've endured numerous lineup changes over the years, filtering through discontinued members like Krusty the Cat and Madam Oink. So a generation weeps, you know.
I wonder how many kids our age grew up with like the Chuck E. Cheese configuration where that band was playing right above the strobe light room.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Where you go in there, and you would get, like, concussions.
Yeah.
Like, probably many, but we know them as concussions now, but you go in there and you get a little stinger.
Right.
Like, you know, you knock heads with some kid because, like, it's a strobe light room. And the ceilings were, like, 3 feet tall.
Yeah. And
there's a whole bunch of kids
jacked up on sugar and just, like, diving in. And
if you don't know, the room's probably 10 by 10 by 3 feet tall. And there's a whole bunch of little kids with a strobe light.
I think 10 by 10 might be overdoing it, too. Yeah. I mean, 10 by 10 feeling when you're that little.
Okay,
I bet you and I would have a hard time fitting in it now, you know. Yeah.
We have to get in one at a time.
Yeah, totally. Have to grease yourself up to get in there. All right, Black Flag announces 2020 shows. What? Right, Greg Ginn's Black Flag It's called Greg Ginn's Black Flag. Has
Oh,
announced
okay.
a slate of 2020 shows. They'll be playing various parts of USA before dropping down to South America, including previously announced dates. Current touring plans span from December 2019 to March 2020.
Now, the question everyone wants to know is who's singing?
As of right now, Mike V of Mike V and the Rats is handling vocal duties. Tyler Smith, who played with the band in 2014, is on the bass once again. The drummer is Isaiah Gill, a session drummer who has worked with Macy Gray, David Lee Roth, and country band Charlie and the Regrets.
Why not?
What a weird combination.
It is weird. Of course, this should be called Greg Ginn's Black Flag, because Black Flag really is Greg Ginn's band. I know people have the Henry Rollins connection, but of course Henry wasn't the first singer in that band.
No.
And they were established in the punk rock, not like just established, starting up, they were established for a while without Henry Rollins. And they changed a lot. And Greg Ginn was the only constant member. Chuck Dukowski, I think, is the drummer that was there for most of it. But the bass player was like kind of a non-member. I think I know Kira was a girl that was there later. Then there was a stage name for Greg Ginn that went on some of the albums
But it was always him.
as a bass player. Yeah,
He took the title. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is one of those punk redos that is okay because the guy is there.
I guess, I don't know. Greg Ginn doesn't do Black Flag though. Like he's made a point of saying his new stuff doesn't sound like what you would think of, right? What's his band that he's in? It's like Spaghetti.
The Texas Troubadours is one of them. The
yeah.
Texas Troubadours. He has like 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know, But
It was in your news a year ago, or we talked about it on the show how Greg
Yeah.
Ginn was going to play, and then you said that it sounds.
Oh,
He said
it
that
doesn't.
sounds
Yeah,
like,
he played
He makes
here
a
in
point
town.
of sounding nothing like Black Flag, or what people that would know Greg Ginn for any reason, would look for a Black Flag sound. But no, he doesn't do that anymore.
yeah, a guy I used to play with in bands here in town, Gary Piazza, actually went and played with him on some tour, some situation. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
But so Greg Ginn actually played here. And yes, it was not Black Flaggy at all. But it did get noisy, but it wasn't Black Flaggy. Paul McCartney to head Glastonbury 2020. Paul McCartney will headline Glastonbury 2020, the festival's 50th year. He first teased the headlining with a visual pun of Philip Glass, Emma Stone, and Chuck Berry before he had Glasto confirm the news. I take it those are other people who headlined it. I really just threw this in there because I'm kind of impressed that he's still alive. Is that a terrible thing to say? I'm just impressed that he's still killing it.
I was actually wondering how old he is because we're gonna get a little glimpse into how old George Harrison was at one point when we talk about the historic news later.
Oh, are we?
We'll touch on that later. We can
That's
do a
interesting.
little
Harrison
research.
was the oldest guy, though, wasn't he?
I think he might have been younger, and we'll touch on that later again in our archaic. So
All right.
stay tuned.
Stay
Keep
tuned.
it on that radio dial.
Members of Blondie, Antidote, Sheer Terror, Titus Andronicus, and more play London Calling Tribute.
Okay, I know Blondie.
Yeah. A bunch of punkers and punk-adjacent types are going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the Clash. Clash is,
6 degrees of
London
separation
Calling.
there, probably.
The event is on December 14th at the Bowery Room in New York City. The show benefits Joe Strummer's Foundation and Music and Memory.
Now, I believe we're on the 40th anniversary of London Calling, aren't we?
40th, yeah.
40. I think I was actually I saw a little article about it. I think we need to find out when that album came out because that needs to definitely be one of our news
Oh, yeah.
things. Like if it came out, this week, whatever it needs to be. If we missed that this year,
Yeah, right.
then we should just turn in our show card and stop doing the show because that's our favorite band, pretty much.
Well, that's your job to make a note, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Many-
Hopefully, it came out in the latter part of the year. In
Right,
1979.
yeah, totally.
Because
Yeah.
we're creeping into
Well,
the
they're
last
doing it
couple
in
months.
December 14th, so maybe we got
Okay.
Many musicians are appearing, including Debbie Harry of Blondie, Drew Stone of Antidote, Paul Bearer of Sheer Terror, Jesse Mallon, Fred Armisen, Vernon Reed, and Corey Glover of Living Color, Patrick Stickles of Titus Andronicus, and many more. The show also promises surprise special guests, which hopefully are members of The Clash.
Yeah, I don't know if we touched on this. So, London Calling, it is the album by The Clash. It came out in 1979. The Clash is a great band. Was a great band.
Yeah.
We play them a lot here on the radio show. If you want to know more about The Clash, probably listen to our show a little bit more and go to archaicradio.com. You'll find out a lot about them. If not, go to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Wikipedia is a great, Wikipedia is a great way to find out about music.
Yeah.
I like to think that I'm like pretty in it, as far as like my friends and learning about music, but I still find out about things through Wikipedia. Wikipedia has some great knowledge on there.
Oh yeah, I go down the Wikipedia rabbit hole.
Finding the going on the
Times a
wormhole,
week.
you find the influences, then you
Yeah.
find other bands and weird people from.
I've
back
found
in the,
myself reading about bands I don't even like just because they're like totally connected, and then
Yeah.
it starts to make me think, well, maybe I do like this band.
Exactly.
There's some credibility in
Yeah,
there.
You
I
better
didn't know
think about that again.
And to close it out, news for me, the Killers announced a new album, Imploding the Mirage. Killers have announced a new album, Imploding the Mirage. The follow-up to 2017's Wonderful World is set for release in spring 2020. The news comes with a new slate of UK stadium tour dates with support from either Blossoms, Sam Fender, or the Manic Street Preachers, who I'm familiar with. But I'm a big fan of the Killers. It's nice for me to know that a top 40 band, I can like one.
I'm glad for you.
Yeah. Don't you have a top 40 band you like? That when they put something out, you're, I like a top 40.
I don't know. Do I?
Britney Spears. No.
No. There's got to be something. There's got to be something I like, but I don't think it's the Killers.
Yeah, maybe.
I know that.
So I was thinking that we need
What
to
do
have
I
a
like?
set at some point where we have like my top 40 weakness, where we do maybe our top 40 stuff, or have a set where we actually each pick a band that we vocally don't like and go through their music and try to find the song that we do like or at least dislike the least.
So we're become masochists. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So what are we going to rock out here with our new news?
All right, brand
songs?
new Harry Nilsson, Lost and Found, off
All right.
of Lost and Found.
I'm stoked to hear this.
From Paul McCartney's most recent album, seeing how I'm impressed that he's still out there killing it. Come On To Me.
Is this the
Egypt
song
Station.
with what's his name from Nirvana on drums?
I don't
And
know.
Chris Novoselic.
I saw him clapping.
I saw him a couple years ago on Saturday Night Live with Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic, and it was friggin' awesome.
This might
He
be
was
it.
playing
It's
like
pretty
some
rockin'.
like slide guitar thing, and then with Chris Novoselic on bass and Dave Grohl on drums, and it was a rockin' song.
Oh, it might
way
be.
rad.
This one is
Way
pretty
rad.
rockin', but I don't know. We'll have to find out. And then, of course, to close it out, we got London Calling. And then stick around after that for some Archaic history.
Yeah, that's right.